Ladies and gentlemen, as you hear my man Mike clear his throat because he wasn't ready for me to. I didn't let him know, so it wasn't his
Yeah,
fault. I
not
didn't
my
let him
fault.
know that I was getting ready to switch over and get going. But we're doing something a little bit special today, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, this morning, it's 12:32 a.m.
It is morning time.
It's morning time. We must be the craziest people
Right.
out there.
Right.
Whatever. I don't know. But we're going to check out Mike Tyson's first heavyweight championship win in a fight versus Trevor Berbick, ladies and gentlemen. And these two have more in common than most people even realize when you talk about their checkered past and history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trevor Berbick, everyone knows about Mike Tyson, but Trevor
Everybody.
Berbick, I don't think everybody knows about Trevor Berbick.
No, nobody knows about Trevor Berbick.
You know what I mean? Trevor Berbick had a checkered past as well. And as we're getting ready, leading up to the fight, we're going to talk about it a little bit, ladies and gentlemen, because some things may surprise you about Trevor Berbick. You know what I mean? Trevor Berbick, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, first of all, he's the only fighter to fight Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, and Larry Holmes.
Heck of a resume.
Right?
Heck of a resume.
I mean, he lost to both of them. He lost to two of them.
Yeah.
And he only beat Muhammad Ali because Muhammad Ali was old. I mean, when you look at Trevor Berbick's boxing, who he fought, it's not like super duper impressive.
No.
You know what I mean? It's not super duper impressive. But Muhammad Ali told Mike Tyson, notoriously, kick his ass. Kick his ass. He waited till I was old. I'm paraphrasing about the he waited till I was old part, but
right.
That's what Muhammad Ali was saying. He waited till I was old, then tried to fight me, kick his ass.
Exactly.
I would
have said the same thing.
Yeah. But this is a legendary fight, ladies and gentlemen, because Mike Tyson, the youngest heavyweight champion ever, at 19 years old, taking on Trevor Berbick.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike Tyson, listen, this is my favorite fighter. I grew up around the corner where he trained. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I've just always been super duper Mike Tyson fan. I know everything about Mike Tyson, almost, feels like. Trevor Berbick, though, I was very surprised about his past.
Yeah.
Very surprised about his past. And you see, but they just took it off the screen. But Mike Tyson, just going back to Tyson before we talk about Trevor Berbick, 21 months before his first title, 21 months as a professional fighter before his, under 2 years.
Under 2 years, and he's already fighting for championship.
And there were on that list was Muhammad Ali, Rocky Marciano. I mean, well, they had Cassius Clay, but still, same person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's amazing. But anyway, back to Trevor Berbick. Not that this show is about Trevor Berbick, but I'm just kind of amazed about Trevor Berbick and his past. I didn't know he had such a past. Right? The same year that Mike Tyson got convicted of rape, right after this fight, Trevor Berbick gets convicted of rape.
Right. Of his 26-year-old babysitter who she said claimed that he came to her house and
sexually assaulted
her.
Yeah, he did 15 months in prison, 15 months in jail in Florida.
Right.
Yeah. He was deported to Canada, right? And then eventually back to Jamaica.
Well, hold on. From Canada, he went to Miami. And then he came, he was apparently allowed back into the United States in Miami after he had a blood clot, I believe.
Mm.
And then he got in trouble again and got deported to
right. I mean, held a gun to his manager.
Yeah.
He committed like robberies, and I mean, he's a crime riddled past.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? A crime riddled past. Eventually, and you see, Mike Tyson was 27-0 at this time, 25 KOs. 27-0. 25 KOs, and no draws.
Those other two were lucky at that point. They probably like, thank you.
You know, Mike Tyson was a monster at this time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A monster at this time. He was just ferocious. He was focused. He was determined. If you know the past, if you know the history of Mike Tyson, you know what I mean? He was just coming out of, I don't want to say just coming out of, but, from, like 6, 7 years out of being in like juvenile detention and those things. And, his mindset now under the tutelage of Customato was, I'm changing my life and I'm going to be the greatest, because Customato told him he was going to be the greatest. And he believed everything Customato said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He believed in Customato. When Customato told him, if you listen to me, you stay focused, you'll be the greatest ever. You know what I mean? And this fight marked the beginning of Mike Tyson becoming what we all thought was going to be the greatest fighter ever. But then, of course, Mike Tyson's history kind of caught up to him.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you know about, just his past, but, I would encourage you, anyone who's watching, just, go. There's movies, there's documentaries, there's, Mike Tyson did his own one night stand, but one man stand monologue about his past.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember that.
And a young man, I mean, we see it all the time, but a young man with his history who now comes to all his money and then loses a guy like Customato, his mentor, his, kind of father figure, he wasn't sure where to go. And Kevin Rooney, I tell you what, I know about the dude, Kevin Rooney, because I used to go to the gym and he'd be in there training. And, in the town of Catskill, Kevin Rooney was known to be a guy that drank a lot. Not a lot of people really liked Kevin Rooney. So he had some things going on himself. He wasn't going to be much of a mentor for Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? So, but up until this fight here and after, Mike Tyson still had Customato with him. You know what I'm saying? And allowed him to become the youngest heavyweight champion ever. And I'm a young kid, 31-4, Trevor Berbick, 31-4, 1 draw, 23 KOs.
Yeah.
Okay. He wasn't ready for what was coming.
Nah.
I'm tell you that right now. He wasn't ready for what was coming. You know what I mean? So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to switch on over so you can enjoy the fight. Anything else you want to say before we get ready to switch him over to enjoy the fight? Then we'll come back and talk about everything we saw.
Let's go with the fight now.
Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Tyson versus Trevor Berbick, the youngest heavyweight champion ever. It's the fight.
Let's go.
Wanted to wear black as well, and I think it says something about his style as a fighter as well, which we'll get to in a moment. Berbick's official age, ring age, is 33. He says he's 32. We give him the benefit of the doubt. Mike Tyson says he's 5'11 and a half. We measured him against Ray Leonard the other day, and he looked for about an inch bigger than Ray at 5'10 and a half. Everything else speaks for itself. And here's our punch data, our computer toy that gives you a quantitative, not a qualitative view of the fighters. Trevor Berbick throws in the area of 50 punches around, lands a pretty good percentage. Mike Tyson throws fewer punches, lands fewer punches, but most of his punches are harder punches. Berbick's jabs in those two fights, he'll have to jab more tonight to keep Tyson off him. Tyson's uppercuts in 10-round fights, that's about 2 or 3 a round. He'll have to be on top of his opponent to be effective with the uppercut, of course.
And the WBC rules, the 10-point must system.
And ladies and gentlemen, I stand corrected. Mike Tyson was 20 years old. I swear I thought he was 19 years old when he won the championship, but the telecast just said he was 20. So I'm going to believe the telecast and not my memory. 20 years old, youngest champion in history.
Gentlemen, I would ask you all to please remain standing as we present the national anthem. And to present that national anthem this evening, the very talented and internationally famous vocalist, Mr. Lou Rawls.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in the air, they gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Mr. Lou Rawls and our color guard from the United States Navy. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Hilton Center, where tonight the dynamic duo, Don King and Butch Lewis, in association with the Las Vegas Hilton Hotel, presents Judgment Day, an evening of World Championship Boxing. These bouts are sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Wayne Ford, chairman, with commissioners at ringside, Freddie Little, Sammy Macias, Herb Santos, and Sig Rogich. The executive director of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Harold Buck. The officials assigned by that body for the next bout of the night, the judges are Harry Gibbs, Dave Moretti, and Ruby Ortega. The timekeeper is Mike Morabito. Counting at the knockdowns, Charlie Roth. The attending physicians at ringside, Doctors Donald Romeo and Flip Omanskio, and neurosurgeon Kazem Fathi. Your referee for the next bout of the evening is Mills Lane. This next bout of the evening presented by the dynamic duo and brought to you on behalf of Miller Lite. This is the main event of the night. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Championship of the World. Introducing, in the blue corner, fighting out of Catskill, New York, weighing 221 1/4 pounds. He is undefeated in his professional career with 27 wins, no defeats, 25 KOs. He is the challenger, Mike Tyson. And in the red corner, formerly of Jamaica, now fighting out of Miami, Florida, weighing 218 1/2 pounds. His professional record consists of 31 wins, 4 defeats, 1 draw, and 23 KOs. He is the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Trevor Berbick.
Both of you, now listen. If you get in close and I tell you to break your stop punching and step back clean. Any questions from the challenger or chief second? Any questions from the champion or chief second? All right, let's get it on. Come on.
The key in this fight for Tyson is to be patiently aggressive, not to fling himself into clinches as he has done. The key for Berbick, in my judgment, is to hold him off and smother Tyson and hope for a long fight that wears him out.
Berbick says it's imperative he keeps his man in the middle of the ring. He says Tyson will not push me back like he's pushed other fighters back, and I'll push him back. And I think therein is another key to this fight, Ray. If Berbick can push Tyson back. Easier said than done. But if he can, then he can be in the hunt.
Well, I feel it's imperative for both fighters to keep those hands high.
Both wearing black, Berbick with the high black stockings. Left hook, Tyson.
What's Berbick's trying to do? He's trying to overpower Mike Tyson. And he's abandoning doing what he normally does best, and that is to use his whole body, to use those broad shoulders.
That was a big right hand by Tyson. This crowd is right into this fight, right at the bell.
I would not be surprised when these guys go down because they're throwing big shots, and both fighters are a little cold, a little stiff here. Real tight.
Right hand, Tyson, and a left behind it. Berbick, as he told us he would, trying to go to the uppercut, so far ineffectively. Big right hand, Tyson.
Tyson has to be patient, as Laurie stated, because he's fighting a guy that's been in the ring with top caliber fighters. So he knows how to get a breather in, get that second wind going.
Another big left hook by Tyson. I mentioned this earlier, but Tyson's punches even sound different than most heavyweights.
That was a attempt at the uppercut by Mike Tyson. It wasn't a clean shot. Trevor appears to be trying to keep Tyson backing up, making him fight his fight.
Another good left hand by Tyson, and a right behind it, and Berbick is rocked. Berbick in trouble here. Berbick just trying to get through the round. He's hurt, no question.
That was a big, big round for Mike Tyson. Not only because he showed he had faster hands and beat Berbick to the punch, but because he did show the patient aggressiveness that we talked about earlier.
He had it. Lee had the spot.
Always coming forward, Tyson. And the punches are short because he's coming forward and harder to see. We have to remember that Trevor Berbick has never been hit by punches as hard as he's being hit in this fight. And you'd never know how a man is going to respond to that.
Stay very calm. Look to place the body shot first, then the head. Look at it.
Tyson is everything that people could have hoped for in that round.
Trevor Berbick, we should point out, has been down twice. There's another big shot by Tyson. Berbick in a heap of trouble. Down he goes.
The punches are coming in such a succession that Berbick can't deal with them. They're short, powerful, devastating punches.
Berbick is still hurt. Trevor Berbick still seems to be not on solid legs at all here, Ray.
Well, again, you notice that my man is being patient. Tyson's being very, very patient, which was a big concern from a lot of other boxing people. He's being patient against a guy that has a great deal of experience. He's not wasting any punches.
Trying to tie Mike Tyson up here, just kind of hang on and get the cobwebs out. Oh, another big right hand, and Berbick is in trouble again.
Tyson is perpetual motion, and the reason he's so dangerous, bro, because he continues to throw those punches. One thing I've noticed in Tyson, he actually turns southpaw because he can knock you out with either hand. He has good leverage because he keeps his balance.
He missed with that uppercut, but didn't miss by much. That was a right to the body and an uppercut to the head, and Berbick is down. This one is going to be over, I believe. It's over. That's all. And we have a new era in boxing.
Mike Tyson fought as perfect a fight as a man of his type of ability could possibly fight. He fought a very strong man, an experienced man. He was unfazed by the magnitude of the event. There is no praise high enough for Mike Tyson for fulfilling all of boxing's hopes for what he's done here.
Amen. Well, that is just as complete a victory as I can remember seeing in the years I've done this sport.
Well, it makes you speechless because of the way that Tyson demonstrated his talent. Here, the right hand that put Trevor Berbick in a great deal of trouble, and here's the first knockdown. Again, another looping right hand, and Tyson punches very well with both hands. It was a good display of punching power by Mike Tyson.
And again, just to underscore the theme that Larry Merchant said,
well, the final knockdown, we didn't see that beautiful uppercut too often. In fact, Tyson didn't need it. But it was a short left hook that did away with Trevor Berbick.
Just tremendous shots and very quick hand speed. He set up the last knockdown with a shot to the body and came right back behind it. And you could see at this point that Trevor Berbick was not about to get back up.
To understand the punching power of Mike Tyson, all you have to do is watch this replay, and Trevor Berbick has a very durable chin. He has never been hit that hard, that often by any fighter.
Here's another look at it. Watch the shot to the body. There it is. Missed with that right hand.
It's such a short left uppercut, left hook, I'm sorry. And it was a one-punch knockout pretty much. It was not accumulation of punches.
Just devastating punches. But again, as I started to say, to underscore the theme of this fight, as Larry Merchant mentioned, patience. It was a different Mike Tyson than we saw. He just tried to overpower people before, run at him, and just be bigger and stronger and faster. But tonight, I didn't see him waste too many punches at all.
Well, Tyson knew, I think he knew what to expect from Trevor Berbick. He felt that Berbick was somewhat crafty and very slick inside. But Mike Tyson did what Mike Tyson...
It was 21 months as a professional to his first title fight. Joe Louis, the closest to him, more than a year behind him. So Mike...
By the magnitude of the event, there is no praise high enough for Mike Tyson for fulfilling all of boxing's hopes for what he's done here.
Amen. Well, that is just as complete a victory as I can remember seeing in the years I've done this sport.
Well, it makes you speechless because of the way that Tyson demonstrated his talent. Here, the right hand that put Trevor Berbick in a great deal of trouble, and here's the first knockdown. Again, another looping right hand, and Tyson punches very well with both hands. It was a good display of punching power by Mike Tyson.
And again, just to underscore the theme that Larry Merchant said,
well, the final knockdown, we didn't see that beautiful uppercut too often. In fact, Tyson didn't need it. But it was a short left hook that did away with Trevor Berbick.
Just tremendous shots and very quick hand speed. He set up the last knockdown with a shot to the body and came right back behind it. And you could see at this point that Trevor Berbick was not about to get back up.
To understand the punching power of Mike Tyson, all you have to do is watch this replay, and Trevor Berbick has a very durable chin. He has never been hit that hard, that often by any fighter.
Here's another look at it. Watch the shot to the body. There it is. Missed with that right hand.
It's such a short left uppercut, left hook, I'm sorry. And it was a one-punch knockout pretty much. It was not accumulation of punches.
Just devastating punches. But again, as I started to say, to underscore the theme of this fight, as Larry Merchant mentioned, patience. It was a different Mike Tyson than we saw. He just tried to overpower people before, run at him, and just be bigger and stronger and faster. But tonight, I didn't see him waste too many punches at all.
Well, Tyson I think he knew what to expect from Trevor Berbick. He felt that Berbick was somewhat crafty and very slick inside. But Mike Tyson did what Mike Tyson normally does, and that's fight.
Yeah, and he does. That's with a capital F also. Well, he just answered all the critics. And not that he had that many critics to begin with, but the questions that we talked about, is it too much too soon? He really hasn't fought a named talent. Well, that will no longer be talked about. I'm sure we will talk more about it, however. But right now, let's go up to the ring announcer. Chuck Hall will get the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mills Lane stops the bout at 2 minutes, 35 seconds of the second round. The winner by a TKO and youngest and new WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Michael Tyson.
So Mike Tyson, the youngest heavyweight champion in history at 20 years, 4 months, 22 days. What a victory for him tonight. The thought that I had as Mills Lane was counting out Trevor Berbick was, what must Michael Spinks be thinking at this point?
Well, he knows fully well there is a monster lurking somewhere out there in the boxing ring. And Tyson being the youngest heavyweight. For my son Ray, he's 13 today. Happy birthday, son. I'll be home tomorrow. God bless you.
That's right. I was going to say that, didn't get to it because of the second round. In fact, that may finish second to the fact that Eddie Murphy, who's here, phoned Little Ray. Little Ray isn't so little anymore. I got to point out to you, not the same kid you saw in those commercials. But for Mike Tyson, not exactly little Mike either, 221 pounds. He's a guy who you feel now, he's not just going to say, okay, I'm the champion and just let up. Let's go up to the ring right now. Larry Merchant is with the new heavyweight champion. Larry?
Mike Tyson, 20 years old, a heavyweight champion. How does it feel to be wearing this belt?
Well, the moment I waited for all my life since I started the game of boxing. And as everyone said, that Berbick didn't have a chance. Berbick was a very tough, very strong. It's like very strong. I was never expecting to be strong like that. I knew he was strong, but I didn't expect him to be as strong as me. And he was very strong. But I was calm, and I was timing my punch. Every punch I threw with bad intention in a vital area.
Everybody thought that the magnitude of this event, your youth, the fact that you have been a little too impatient in past fights, might make this a longer fight. How did you feel coming into this fight? How are you prepared to fight him?
Well, I told everybody I anticipated on a knockout because I was so calm, so relaxed, and I had so much belief in myself. Because my trainer, Kevin Rooney, and I want to get in here. We sacrificed so much and we put in so much, and I just knew we couldn't fail.
What was your plan? What did you feel from him in the first round?
Well, my plan was to stick my jab in his face, as you saw. It was hard in his face, and every punch was to go with bad intention.
That he did. We're going to take a look at the final knockdown to show. And would you describe it for us, Mike?
Just look at every punch. I'm right
bad
there.
Intention.
Bad intention. Mess.
That miss. He's lucky.
And I'm just waiting. Boom. Right off the temple. Right off the temple.
It's easy to hit. The guy looking for everything. Look at that.
That's all it's about. I'm the youngest champion ever in the history of the sport. My record would last for immortality. It would never be broken.
And we're going to unify. Why is it so important for you to be immortal, to have a record that you feel nobody will ever break?
Because I want to live forever.
It's all right. Did he ever hit you with anything?
He threw some punching glass in me, but even if they hit connect, I refuse to get hurt. I refuse to get knocked down. I refuse to lose. There's no way in the world I was going to go out this ring walking. I had to be carried out. I had to be dead. There's no way I was going to leave this ring alive.
It looked early in the second round that he had already recognized your power and that he was starting to hold on and just survive even as early as that.
Well, I don't know about that. If that was so, that was his problem. I was coming to destroy and win the heavyweight championship of the world, which I've done. And I'd like to dedicate my fight to my great guardian, Customato. And I'm sure he's up there and he's looking and he's talking to all the great fighters and saying his boy did it.
And smiling, that's right.
What are your ambitions from here on out?
To unify the title.
Will you consider yourself really the youngest champion until you unify the title?
Well, I consider myself the youngest. Look at the magnitude. Look what I draw here. Look at the fans. Everybody came to see this fight. This fight was unbelievable. It's an exciting moment of my life. I still can't believe the audience and everything. And I would have to say the championship fight.
Customato, when he first saw you at the age of 13, 14, he said to you, "Stay with me and you can be the heavyweight champion of the world." Yes. And you said, "How do you know that? You just saw me."
I said this is a crazy old white dude.
What do you think he saw in you?
I couldn't tell you. He's a genius. You can't. Everything he said happened. Isn't it true? Everything he said happened with me.
Right.
Was it that he saw in you just strength, or did he see? Do you feel some kind of character trait that would carry you?
It always depended everything on character and determination. He saw I had the character, but not the experience. But he saw that I was good enough to fight more experienced fighters and win.
And he had the smart.
Next month, Tim Witherspoon fights Tony Tubbs. You will fight the winner. Give us your assessment quickly of that fight, and what do you think about your chances against either of them?
I would love to fight the winner. I don't know who the winner's going to be, but I would love to fight the winner. I'm champion of the world. I'll fight any man alive, and I feel I could beat anyone in the world. And I'll take on all comers.
Thank you very much, Mike Tyson. That interview was longer than the fight. And back to ringside.
Okay, thanks very much, Larry Merchant. Nice interview with an awfully nice guy. You know, yesterday when we were talking with Mike Tyson, he said that he was asking Customato, so what am I going to do when you're gone? Because Cuss always used to say, you know, I'm an old guy, I'm not going to be here too much. And Cuss said to Mike Tyson, he said, that's how you'll find out if there's life after death, because when I'm gone, you're going to keep going. And he dedicated that fight to him tonight. Let's take a look at some of the numbers from this fight off our punch stat statistics. And they are indicative, of course, of just exactly how the fight went, Ray.
There's a lot of punches thrown by Mike Tyson, a lot of short punches. And unfortunately, we can't see how effective those punches are by the punch stat. But you can see it's been a lot of punches thrown.
It's interesting. I just don't know how you can sum up this fight. One word comes immediately to mind, and that is awesome. Let's go back up to the ring now where Larry Merchant is with the loser, former champion, Trevor Berbick. Larry?
Trevor Berbick, you saw Mike Tyson from ringside in some of his fights. You've seen him now from inside. Yeah. What is your impression of him?
Well, I still can't believe that I got caught and fought the wrong fight. But I guess it did happen. I guess I did get caught and fought a silly fight. Angela said I was trying to prove this to myself that I could take his best shot and then laugh at it, but he said I got caught. So
did you feel that if you could show him you could take his best shot, that you would then be able to dominate him?
I would think that's probably what the game that I thought I could do, you know.
But was he a better puncher than you anticipated?
Yeah, he trained pretty hard because I felt it. It wasn't a one-shot knockout thing, but it was hard enough. And I said, well, I shake it for the second round.
Yeah.
And I said, I shake it over the second round. I said, he's going to come again, and I can kill his power. But apparently, I got caught, like Angela said.
Was he faster than you expected?
Well, pretty fast. I saw it, but gee, you know, I still can't believe. But you know, if I was trying to force myself to believe that I would overcome it.
You felt that his youth would be overcome by your experience and strength.
Yeah, I felt that I was strong, pretty strong, and that was the mistake I think I made.
Is that the hardest punches you've ever experienced?
It's a funny kind of punch because it comes at different angles.
You never saw them?
I'm not quite sure if I saw the one that hit me down there.
How would you rate him now against the other heavyweights in the tournament?
A very good fighter. Very good fighter.
Do you think he is the one in the tournament that will emerge as the youth
I think he'll have a very good chance.
Are you going to continue to fight, Trevor?
by getting the right breaks.
Thank you very much, Trevor Berbick. The short and happy reign
is 21 months as a professional to his first title fight.
All right. Mike. The other Mike. The other Mike. The other Mike. The other Mike. Trevor Berbick was lost.
Where, in the ring or in the interview at the end?
Both.
The post interview.
He didn't know which round he got knocked out in. Right?
No, he had zero clue.
You know, he asked him about the power. He's like, that's the hardest you ever got hit. Dude, stop lying. Don't lie about it. Just admit it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He couldn't get back up. He stumbled over his own feet on several occasions trying to get back up.
He went to 3 sides of the ring.
Yeah.
Still couldn't get up.
I mean, he lost the match at the end of the first round. He never recovered.
Nope.
Tyson had him. Hit him with some power blows at the end of the first round. Trevor Berbick never recovered. Right? Never recovered. When he came out in the second round, he was still kind of dazed. I mean, you heard him say, figuring, trying to tell myself I can get through it. You know what I mean? He never recovered. Got knocked down once the first time in the second round. He didn't recover from that, obviously. And then, Tyson hit it with a glancing blow to the temple. And that was it.
Yeah, he stood zero chance in that second round. That second he's lucky Mike Tyson missed him with that hook. That uppercut. That uppercut was he was probably going to fly out the ring if he got uppercutted.
Yeah, he was going to be beheaded.
Yeah.
He was going to be beheaded.
And if you paid attention after he barely dodged that uppercut, his face was looking like, oh my God, I barely dodged that uppercut because I probably would have died.
There were a lot of times where his face was looking like, what the hell is happening right now?
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, listen, for a guy, like Trevor Berbick, he probably didn't expect a 20-year-old was going to come in with so much power, so much, I guess you want to say anger. You heard Tyson say, every blow had bad intentions.
Oh, yeah.
And that was kind of the downfall of Mike Tyson, too. Every blow having bad intentions, because later in his career, at this point in his career, he still used a lot of head work, footwork, his hand speed. Later in his career, Tyson he was relegated to power punches, trying to knock the guys out early. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, this was Mike Tyson, like, motivated Mike Tyson, a more clear-headed Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? I'm sure he was hurt after Customato passed away. You know what I mean? And he really wanted to get this win for Customato. You know what I mean? But this is, Mike Tyson was clear-headed. Later on in his career, a lot of things going on. We talked about that a little bit earlier. A lot of things happening. He wasn't training, he wasn't doing whatever, but this was the Mike Tyson that had everybody afraid. Everybody feared this man. He did not want to get hit by Mike Tyson.
You be sitting at home, you scared for the other fighter that was fighting Mike Tyson.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
You're like, this dude about to get in the ring with him? Sorry, dude. I'm pray for you.
But knocked Trevor Berbick into another world, man. Knocked him into another world.
Yeah, he did.
Into another world. You can see this tournament that's on the screen. Back then there were vacant championships, and Mike Tyson was fighting his way through the championship, through the tournament. All these guys were fighting their way through the tournament. Mike Tyson, was going to fight his way and then had to fight Michael Spinks. I think that's the next one that we should look at.
That is the next one.
I watched that fight live. I don't know how old I was, like maybe 10 or 11, but I watched that fight live.
Right.
Amazing fight.
I think you had to be a little bit older than that. I think I was like 13 maybe or something like that.
When Mike Tyson fought Michael Spinks.
Was that 95?
No.
That was like 93.
Let me
92,
see.
93.
Let me see, 88.
Oh, that was in 88?
Yeah, so I was 12 years old.
I was 8.
Yeah, I was 12 years old. I watched that fight, man. It's a great fight. I was nervous, though, because there was so much talk about Michael Spinks. Could he be the one? Da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, oh, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm 12 years old. I'm like, oh, man, I was nervous. But,
right.
You know, we won't give it away. We won't give it away.
We won't give it away.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, we're teaching Mike. We're teaching Mike about Mike as we're going. All right? We're teaching Mike about Mike. But yeah, that'll be the next one, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do a lot of these classic fights, old fights. Mike Tyson, of course, since he's my favorite fighter ever, he's going to be in a lot of these fights. But, you know, we'll go back. We'll check out everybody. And we'll check out a lot of classic fights. You know what I mean? We'll break them down. We'll talk about them. You know what I mean? And we don't have, you know, listen, neither one of us are going to have these super technical knowledge, but we're going to talk about it from a fan's perspective. And we want you to watch it with us. All right? So just be ready, man. You know what I mean? Maybe try to do one of these once a week or something like that.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
Maybe a little bit early. It won't be 1 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
You know, we might do something like, 10 o'clock or something like that. Doesn't have to be 1 o'clock in the morning.
I'm good with that.
Yeah. Anyway, anything else you want to say before we get out of here? Because,
I can't wait.
We probably talked longer than it's going to take for Mike Tyson to knock this dude out again.
Right.
You heard Larry Merchant say, the interview was longer than the fight. Which it was.
I can't wait to watch to do the next fight, because no matter how old these Mike Tyson boxing matches are, it's still so much energy. I feel the energy coming from him. And I've watched the fight several times. So
and that's why, I still have, when it gets to us watching the Buster Douglas fight, I'm probably I might cry.
Gonna have to get you a straitjacket or something.
We might have to call that one. Forget the announcers. We might have to call that one, because because when Mike Tyson knocks him down, I'm going to be there counting, because Mike Tyson had a 10 count again in that fight.
And that's going to be the end of the stream right there. I'm just going to end it right there.
It might be. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us. And catch us on the next one. Peace.